What up, Rough Leaders? Welcome back to my channel. Here we are back at Providence, looking at the bypass road. So in that direction, looking north, we passed the traffic circle, which they've designated the Mandela and Peters Hall Eccles bypass. And what we want to do today is to find out exactly how far this road goes. So this is the last point at which the road was being extended in Providence, and thankfully somebody gained their senses and started to build in turning lanes. So this is what turning lanes look like. Now, if you walk all along the road that has been built so far, this new bypass road, there are no turning lanes, which is in fact a hazard. Somehow, apparently, the videos that I've made in the past complaining about the lack of turning lanes has reached somebody in decision-making position, and they've now built a turning lane into this part of the road. So what a turning lane does is it lets traffic wanting to turn at the intersection get out of those passing lanes and pull over to the center of the road so that it can stop and turn without preventing further traffic, that is, without causing traffic congestion. So what you're looking at right now is the new turning lane that they're building here. This is the first turning lane. It's the first sensible thing that they're doing here at the bypass road. So basically what they've done is they've cut into the median, right? They've cut into the median, and I'm saying this is what they need to do at all of the intersections in the north direction, in other words, north of this location. So they finally built a turning lane here at Providence, and this is what it looks like. So what a turning lane does is allows traffic to move over to the center of the road and wait for the traffic to clear until it's safe to do so. And the problem is that if you have to stop before you turn, if you have no turning lanes, then all the traffic behind you also has to stop. Now this is what has been built. The last time we were here, they had just completed this culvert, right? There are lots of culverts that have to be built all along this route because all of this used to be sugarcane field. And so what they've done right now, in order to complete this intersection, is they've closed the road. This road is the road that goes out to Providence, right? So that's looking east, right? Looking east, and this is the road looking west. And what they're doing is now building out this intersection. It's a major intersection, and they need to build turning lanes so the traffic coming off of this East Bank bypass road, what is now Mandela Avenue bypass road, this traffic coming off of this intersection, coming off of this major road, can get into the turning lane, right? This is the turning lane, and get out of the way of the traffic behind them, so the traffic, they don't have to block traffic. Now then you can turn right onto this access road. This road runs east-west. It goes all the way out to the East Bank Road, and they've closed it at this point so that they can complete this intersection. But at the other end, that is at the western end of this road is the East Bank Public Road. That's where you have the hotel, that is the Princess Hotel and Casino. You have that Amazonia Mall that some say is owned by Sarwan in the name of Jack Deo. All kinds of things are coming out in recent times. So apparently Jack Deo has his hand in all of this economic so-called business development, because he seems to be a silent partner, or at least that's what the rumor has it. But the point is that this intersection now begins to look like it meets code. Now hopefully they're putting a sidewalk here, because that's also what's missing. There are no sidewalks. So this is what's happening here. This intersection is now being completed. Last time we were here, they hadn't started building the intersection yet. They were still working on the culvert and filling it out. So it seems as if they've completed construction of the culvert and built the road over this intersection, connecting it to the section that was already being constructed that goes towards Diamond. So what we want to do today is to see how far this road actually goes now that they've completed this intersection. Well, it's not completed, but they're working on it. So this is what it looks like here. Right, this is the culvert on the other side. Right, so because this was a sugarcane plantation, right, there are culverts that allowed for irrigation of the land, and this is what it looks like at this end. Right, so this is the culvert on the other side of Providence Access Road. That's looking back in the direction which we came from. Alright, they're still building on the ground here. That's some steel work. I want to show you the other side of this culvert. It's a huge culvert, wide culvert. It's covering this entire expanse of road. So this is what it looks like here. Alright, so construction work is continuing. This is what the culvert looks like on this side. They've taken up the surface of the road. That is the access road through Providence. And this is what the culvert looks like on this side. They're still completing this construction. So yes guys, this is some progress. Like I said, you have to come to Raffle Nation main channel to see up close and personal some of this development. You can't see this by simply driving by. A lot of people have tried to copy what I do by making drive-bys around these areas of development, but you really can't see what's going on until you get up close and personal with the construction. So we're going to see how far this goes, but this is where the road continues on the other side. So we've come from, remember, for a very long time, this is where the road stopped. The new bypass road stopped because they hadn't completed this intersection. But now it seems they've built across that intersection. They're building for the first time, they're building turning lanes. Now they're going to have to build the same thing on this side, turning lane. Let me show you what they're doing on the other side, because turning lanes are needed on both sides. So we're standing now in the center, and if I look back towards here where they're going, you can see they're cutting into the center divider so that you can build a turning lane, so that you can pull over to the center and out of the way of traffic flow, so that you can turn. Now this is why, you know, it seems as if development and construction in Guyana seems to be haphazard, because somebody built an entire new road without any turning lanes And because we complained on this channel highlighting the danger of building this entire road without turning lanes, somebody in the Ministry of Public Works has responded by modifying the plan for this road to include a turning lane here at Providence. Now they're going to have to retrofit all of the intersections because all of those intersections so far are hazards, traffic hazards, because traffic proceeding in either direction has to stop in the fast lane, right in the inside lane. You have to stop in the fast lane before you can turn left or right off of this road, and that is a traffic hazard. It creates bottlenecks, it creates the conditions for rear-end collisions to happen. So this is where we are in Providence. These are all the houses now that are now close to this major intersection, this major highway, which means they're going to be noisy, right? It's noise pollution. All these new houses that are being built are going to suffer from the noise, the road noise, unless they put up these walls. I remember back in the 90s, if you were driving on the Long Island Expressway, you could tell that the houses on either side of the expressway were dealing with traffic noise, the loudness of just transportation on the Long Island Expressway. Since then, in the early 2000s, I think they built walls along the Long Island Expressway, especially if you go out to Suffolk County. Right, for those of you who live in New York, use the Long Island Expressway, you can tell now that it's much quieter in those neighborhoods close to the Long Island Expressway because they built those walls. When I arrived in Long Island in the 1990s, 1995, there were no walls, right? There were no walls shielding the noise from the neighborhoods around the Long Island Expressway. And I suppose this is what will eventually have to be done, because this is going to be a very busy corridor and it's going to be really loud in terms of road noise for the houses that are located along this route. But that's what's up, guys. That's what's happening here. They've completed that intersection. At least they've connected the road across the Providence access road. They've completed this new bypass road across Providence access road, and we're going to see eventually how far it goes. But that's all for this video. Stay tuned for future developments in what is now the fastest growing country in the world. I'm going to get back to informing you on the developments of the possible invasion by Venezuela in another video. But for now, this is what's happening here on the East Bank bypass road. Later!